What up, Whiskey Ginger fans? Welcome back to the show. If this is your first time joining us, welcome to the show. Please spread the word, tell a friend, keep the Whisk Ginge train moving. My guest this week is Theo Vaughn, the masterful magician of his mind, body, and soul. He's a wonderful dude. I love the way his brain works. I can't wait for you to see it. Also, I've got some great news. Me and Chrissy D. Stefano, Crack Ya Open, Hyenas, Ladder 14, are doing some shows together in October. Yay! Me and Chrissy D. October 9, 10, and 11 right now. October 9th is in Butler, Pennsylvania, which is basically Pittsburgh, Western Pennsylvania, October 9th. October 10th, we're in Scranton, Eastern Pennsylvania. And then October 11th, we're in Cape Cod, dude. Cape Cod, Massachusetts, bro, with Tom Brady. October 9, 10, 11, Butler, Pittsburgh, Scranton, and then Cape Cod, my friend. So go to andrewsantino.com to get those tickets. The dates are right there, andrewsantino.com, to come see me and Chrissy D live outside, having a great time, the Steamy Windows Tour in your car. Do whatever you got to do. We just can't see it from stage. Wink, wink. Have some fun with us October 9, 10, 11, andrewsantino.com for tickets. andrewsantino.com has the Patreon, all the other stuff. Andrew Santino store has all of our merch, our shirts, our hats, our rocks, glasses, all that fun stuff. But go to andrewsantino.com for those tickets. October 9, 10, and 11 for me and Chrissy D, baby. Grab them tickets. Whiskey Ginger is supported by Squarespace. Squarespace lets you turn your cool idea into a brand new website, showcase your work, blog, publish content, do whatever you got to do. I've used Squarespace before to create my website. It's helpful, it's convenient, it's easy, it's very user-friendly. It also has tutorials on there to show you what you're doing. For most of us that don't know how to design websites, the normal folk, the average perp, me, you just got to jump on Squarespace. They're going to help you formulate the best way to make it look beautiful, classic, cool, and sleek. It doesn't look cheap at all, and they've got so many templates on there for you to choose from. It's extremely helpful. They also have customer service that helps you move along the process, so it makes it not difficult. You don't have to hunt for hours on how to do what you need to do. But go over to squarespace.com/whiskey for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch your website or whatever you're putting up there, use the offer code whiskey to save yourself 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Squarespace does it right to help you create the space that you need online. Squarespace.com/whiskey. Use that promo code whiskey to save 10% off.
In here, we pour whiskey, 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 whiskey.
You were that creature in the ginger beard.
Sturdy and ginger.
Like vampires, the ginger gene is a curse.
Gingers are beautiful.
You owe me $5 for the whiskey and $75 for the horse.
Gingers? Oh, hell no.
This whiskey is excellent.
Ginger. I like gingers.
Ladies and gentlemen, my guest today is one of my favorite people on earth. I say that for all my guests, but I mean it once again today. It is my boy, Theo Vaughn. Theo's pouring himself some, what is it called? Tarasul? What's the name of that?
This is called Ritual
Oh,
Whiskey Alternative.
a whiskey alternative.
Zero proof.
Zero proof. I have to taste some too when you're done with it.
Get the first hit. man.
Sure, yeah? Let me get a
Yeah,
little,
get that
little,
first hit,
little
and then we'll
snifter.
do a toast. Yeah, so you can just know what I'm going through at the same time.
Wow, that's interesting.
Is it?
It's spicy.
I've never tasted it.
It's like, cheers, dog. It's like
Cheers, man.
spicy.
Thank you for having
It's
me.
like spicy. It's interesting to have zero proof alcohol. I've never tasted it. That's kind of weird, right? Hemp leaves, green peppercorn, prickly ash, and toasted spices.
Wow. Now,
American oak.
let me ask you this something.
Mm-hmm.
Question.
Yeah.
If you didn't know
Yeah.
that this didn't have any liqueur in it or liquor,
Could I tell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't believe you.
Yeah, bro, I could. There's something missing in it. Like, it's good. The flavor is kind of good. Madagascar vanilla. That's what it says on there. That's good. It's just something's missing, but the spicy is there.
Oh, it tastes like they beat it with an oak tree at the end. It's good, man.
It does, huh? I like
Mm.
your, is this fashion or function, the scarf?
This is a mix of both. Because a lot of times I'm realizing that I don't have the mask. You know?
I forget them all the time, bro. So now I keep them in my car. So I keep 2 in each of our cars.
Mhm.
I keep them at the house
Oh,
by the front door. And then we have some at the office here because I forget them all the time.
Yeah.
I just don't think about it half of the time. So
About what?
about grabbing
About
a mat,
having-
I feel bad, and then I'm like, well, someone's gonna be pissed off at me if I don't wear the liquor store. The guy around the corner, the liquor store guy, I forgot it one time, and he was like, "It's okay, I don't care. Come in, doesn't matter."
Yeah.
And I did one of these.
He's
things.
back there making a bomb.
He
He's
didn't
like,
give a
we
shit,
got,
yeah.
He's like, I'm not.
He's like, I'm about to
Nobody's-
blow up this whole block in 45
It's
minutes.
fine.
Don't worry about it. What? You didn't give a shit. So wait, you use this for the mask too?
Yep, I'll use it for the mask, and then it also has a little bit of a fashion function. I feel like
Yeah.
it's a little bit of like a, I don't want to do like the neck. I don't really feel like a nice necklace. I had a nice neck piece, but I don't know what happened to it. And then also the mask. My issue with the mask, Andrew, is that they should say this is the mask we're all wearing.
I agree. Because everyone's got a different thing. Like,
There's no way that this is help.
no, that's not all the same standard. Right. That's like saying, that's like Keds aren't the same as Jordans. You know what I mean? Like you can't hoop in Keds. You can, but it's not going to fucking work.
Yeah.
But with the mask thing, it's kind of like, well, I think I have the one that works, but I don't know.
Yeah, some people have on the carpentry one. People have the asbestos one.
The real doctor one, the N95, that's like the real thing. But then
You got
I see
people getting pulled into surgery that work at a SPC that work
just
at
walking past
that work
Cedars.
at a humane society.
Sir,
yeah.
we need you now. No, I'm going to work. I'm going to known as empanadas.
Yeah, I'm here for drywall. Next thing you know, that guy's in there spackling somebody's kidneys shut. Yeah. But it's crazy. How is there if it's I understand that we're doing it and it's become like a handshake. It's become like a way to show people, okay, I'm supporting you, you're supporting me.
Yeah,
I understand that. I might not always agree with it, but I understand that.
sure.
But there should be a mask that, okay, this is an effective mask.
Well, they should. Yeah, they
Because
just
it can't-
said anything.
Yeah,
How?
that's not a real thing.
No, I know.
There's people wearing a lot of, you'll see like at the grocery store, you'll see a lot of the Raggedy Ann, a lot of the Halloween
Shit. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
especially if you get over into the cantina, or what is it called? Mexican areas.
yeah.
right?
Yeah. The barrios.
Yeah, the barrios. dude.
Barrios.
Oh, it's fucking El Dia de los Muertos.
I
down
know,
there.
bro. They're thinking it's another
Everybody-
holiday.
Yeah, dude. It's a bunch of little,
I know.
thick brown
I went
heroes
down
wearing
to-
Scream helmets, It's just like, I saw two little fat kids. Look like a fucking, I saw two little fat kids with fucking football helmets on.
Oh yeah, yeah. And in the barrios, it's a whole different story. I went down to East LA to go get some tacos, and it's chaos down. They're selling chiclets in the street again. It's
Oh,
old
wow.
school. They're throwing it back old school, and now it's they're setting off fireworks like they're still thinking it's the 4th.
Oh, yeah.
They're like, America, bro.
Yeah.
It's August, man. They're cracking them off. I love it. They don't stop. East LA doesn't stop.
And they shouldn't stop.
No, why would they?
And
Why would they?
shouldn't.
It always smells like laundry too in Mexican neighborhoods. Do you ever
it's
notice
beautiful.
that? It always smells clean. It always smells like a laundromat for some reason. You got brand new shoes on, by the way? You got some clean Adidas.
Yeah, these are in honor of my buddy Billy Conforto, who's a friend of mine that passed away.
Oh, rest in peace.
Yeah, his birthday just passed, and so every year I'll get myself a pair of these around his birthday and wear them for a couple months, kind of.
How'd he die?
He drove into an embankment, kind of like a cement structure,
Good God. Was he
He
drunk?
was high.
He's high?
Well, he was semi-high. He was on, let me see, he was on pills. I think he was on like uppers and downers.
Somewhere in
And
between.
Yeah. And he'd had a long run, man. He'd been running from all of it forever, dude. He was the first person that taught me how to throw a Frisbee. He was there when Princess Diana died. He told me who Princess Diana was. And he was probably one of the top, I don't want to say, he was one of the top probably homosexual prize fighters, boxers in America.
Top gay fighter in America.
I would say there was probably a 6-week period where that's what he was.
Was he married? Did he have a husband?
This is before people were doing that.
Yeah, before it was allowed. Yeah.
Before it was like super popular.
Yeah, it became kind of a fad, huh? Getting married. If
Well,
you're
it
gay.
kind of was something for the rich when you think about it.
Yeah.
Like,
Poor gay guys weren't getting married.
no. You know what I'm saying? And it
Yeah.
wasn't, but rich gay guys, they seem to like, it's just another way the rich are always showing off, I feel like. But remember that, how rich gay men were the thing?
Yeah, that was like getting married was like an accessory if you were a rich gay guy. It was like
Yeah.
a brand new Beamer. It was like a new fancy car was the hot thing to do. I called you. You called me, and I called you back. You were out in Nashville looking for spots. How was it?
Oh, it's awesome, man.
Do you love it?
I love it.
I was
man.
watching you on the gram. You look like you were having so much fun, man.
It's beautiful out there, man.
Did you go out fishing? Did you guys go fishing?
Oh no, we didn't go fishing, but
No?
it was just too hot.
Yeah,
You have to get out there at like almost like 1 a.m. to really even have a chance, but because it was just so hot. But
What'd you get into in Nashville?
what did I get into when driving around? Man, you get outside of the city.
Yeah.
I mean, you could be like 9 minutes outside of the dead center of downtown,
Mm-hmm.
and you're in like a amazing area.
Well, it's beautiful. The suburban Nashville is really, really beautiful,
Oh,
man.
it
There's
was
so
great.
much land. There's so much beautiful land.
And every home was just nice, and yeah, the energy was just good, man. I had a good
Yeah.
time. So found a spot that could be a studio there. So thinking about doing the bi-coastal for a while.
So you would go to Nashville and do the show half of the year from Nashville and half the year from here, or how do you want
Yep.
to do it? Yeah.
Yeah, just keep the studio here, keep my apartment here, and then just be there for probably about like 60% of the month, you know?
And then would you just do your show? Would you do the one with Brendan Sclab? Would you do that one too, or no?
I would do that one, yeah. I don't know if that one would go forever. I mean, my own one
Yeah,
will
you're
be
going to
one
do
that I'm
yours forever.
always going to do. But yeah, for now we'll keep doing King of the Singing. It's just when I come back, we'll record 2 episodes.
Yeah.
Or yeah.
He's a snake charmer now. That guy.
I mean,
Is he sponsored by bicycles? It's like I can't not see a bike post. And Segura's now into bikes. Now it's like a crossover thing.
it's
You
all-
don't bike, do you?
Well, it's just one thing to the next. Oh, I'm gonna sell you coffee. I'm gonna sell you neckwear.
Right.
You know, I'm gonna sell you
He's like a traveling salesman.
yeah, CBD oil, dude. I remember when Brendan told me that him and his buddies found a CBD mine somewhere, and I was
Yeah.
like, "What?"
Underground CBD oil, bro. It's plentiful. It's just pouring out. Estonia.
I was like, "Look, bro, that's not the angle you want to take if you're gonna try to sell this thing." Okay.
He's unbelievable though. He could sell ice to Eskimos. He's so good at finding stuff.
Oh.
You know how many people buy thick boy gear? It's insane.
Yeah,
It's so many. My dad has a thick boy shirt. My dad's like, we're starting to bike. We just want to get out and just we want to be thick boys. Trying to find snakes in Chicago. This dude. Yo, so I'm happy. But
Oh, it's crazy,
you sounded so happy on the phone. I want to say this as a friend. It made me smile on my end of the phone. It's been a long time since I've smiled because of the pandy over the phone with somebody. But you were so excited to be in Nashville and soaking it up and living a good life, and I could feel the energy through the phone, even that you were excited. It made me excited. I was like, wow, that's great, man. I was happy for you.
Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, it feels kind of exciting. It just feels like an adventure.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm just wanting something to be more to be excited about.
Yeah, something new, right?
I think so.
A change of pace.
Yeah, just a change of pace. Like, it kind of definitely scares me a little bit. I start feeling less creative here. I feel like sometimes the creativity that Los Angeles thinks it has, it doesn't really have.
I agree.
And I feel like it's starting to become almost too evident to my instincts. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if it spurns the best me out of me sometimes to just be, set here. And I don't know when stand-up is going to come back. There's people saying it could be 2022 before you can go and do.
That's likely, unfortunately. I feel like there's people are doing shows now on rooftops. I got invited to go do a rooftop show on a parking garage. The Improvs are renting out parking garage rooftops in malls near the Improvs. And
Yeah,
I
you get up there.
yeah.
There's 2 guys trying to take their own life. Like, hey guys, can you you hurry it up?
I'm gonna jump. Like, well, don't listen to this comedy show. Then you're definitely gonna fucking jump. No, but I saw a video. People were honking their horns, and I texted Burr last night because Burr did one at the Magic Castle. You ever been to the Magic
Oh,
Castle
he
has a
did?
show? Yeah, he did 2 nights in a row.
in LA.
Yeah, but I don't think they announced it. Do you know what I mean? I think he popped in on them, because I think if they announced it, it would have been it would have been a whole thing. But people bought tickets to go to an outdoor comedy show. They're not knowing the lineup, to my knowledge. And Bill texted me this morning, and I said, "How was it?" And then he didn't answer. And then this morning he goes, "Honestly, dude," he's like, "I was so excited." He's like, "I had so much fun."
Wow.
He's like, "You got to get." He's like, "Just go try it." I said, "Maybe," because of him, I was like, "Maybe I'll go at least give it a whirl." Because this one seemed like they had it organized right. Like they had everything set up the right way. And he said you could hear people and shit, that it was,
Mhm.
I was like, that's important. If it's done the correct way. I'm afraid of going to do one and it's, you can't hear anybody. They're barely there. Somebody said that someone, how you walk a room. Someone said that at one of those shows, people started leaving. Like he drove the room out.
God, really?
The car started taking off. Imagine you turn off your lights so they don't see you creeping out. No, I don't. The vibe of it's so weird. I like, but down in Nashville, in Tennessee, they're doing shows.
And the comedian's like, oh, look at this guy going to take a dump at home.
Yeah. This guy's going to get his brakes checked. Where are you going, bud? His car's got one of doot, doot, doot. I'm sorry. I got to go. My kids. Wasn't that the worst thing in the middle of a show when someone got up in the middle of a show and they're like, we have to go. We got to go.
I don't understand why people always give those people a hard time. They're leaving.
They got to go.
Yeah.
Don't leave them alone. They've got to leave. They're not doing it because they don't like you. They're leaving because they got to go home.
Did you see Big J Okerson got attacked?
He got thrown off stage. Was that real?
Yeah. Looked like it. Unless it was some publicity stunt by Joe Biden,
Kamala's going out. She's like, throw him off stage.
That's wild.
Dude, I thought for a second it was a bit that they were running because they've been running this like Big J versus what is it? It's a competition to see who's going to be president of Legion of Skanks or something phony like that. And I was like, oh, this must be a thing that they're up to, Louis J. Gomez and them. But I guess not. I didn't.
He lit him pretty. He hit him pretty
the dude
good.
Hit him in the face? Did he?
No, he
punch him?
charged him and knocked him off a stool.
Right. I couldn't from the video. It just looked like the dude jumped up there, and it looked like they tried to scuffle, and then he fell forward. Did he get hurt?
I don't know.
He's
If he came out of the closet, it would be a hate crime. I think
he should come out. He's got those leather gloves.
Oh yeah.
He's got all those piercings.
Well, dude, look. I mean, it's like, but that's the thing. It's like sometimes you got to play the law to your advantage these days.
You got. Yeah, you might have to say you're gay just to save yourself. Yeah.
Who cares?
He does have a few of those characters. I mean, he's got that chain wallet. That chain wallet is retro. Retro,
Is it?
baby. Yeah, that's retro, man. Do you have a chain wallet when you were in high school?
Mm-mm.
No? Same.
I wasn't that sad.
Yeah. I had two dads. I didn't need a chain wallet. I had a stepdad and a real dad.
Yeah, the chain wallet was for people that didn't have a stepdad.
Yeah, no stepdad. You got a
I
chain
feel like-
wallet. No, I just never understood. I know where my wallet is. I don't need to be I don't need like a tracer to find out where it is.
But they're attacking. Do you think people attacked him because they're upset or just?
What I heard through the grapevine was he made fun of someone in the crew that they were with.
Mhm.
They were leaving. And you know what happens when the crowd gets behind the comic when they're leaving. They're like, "Get out!"
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, dude. And
people saying the N word. It's not even a black guy. It's a little Chinese
little
guy.
Chinese dude.
Yeah.
But they just reel it up. And I guess one of the guys in the crew was tanked enough and fed up with people yelling
And played. Yeah.
ran up on stage and tried to be tough guy. But the weird thing was, I was told
Mhm.
that the dude didn't try. His intention wasn't to like hurt him because they didn't start swinging or anything. He went up there thinking maybe it was. I think he thought it was gonna be funny and like hug him or tackle him or whatever, joking around. That's what it felt like when I saw it. But I don't know all the details. We got to call one of
But
those.
the
East
video
Coast
looked like
dudes.
he ran and just knocked him off of that stool.
Kind of, but it looks like he's getting up because he knows he's there, and it looks like the dude almost goes to like grab him instead of push him. But either way,
I mean, he knocked him pretty far.
he'll be fine though. He's got a lot of padding.
I've
He'll be
never
fine.
hugged somebody for distance. You know what I'm saying?
You never jumped and hugged. You never
I mean,
did a tackle hug.
Oh, if that dude was hugging him, then he is the ultimate hugger.
Mhm.
There's nobody
He's
hugs.
like, I'm gonna go, but I'm gonna give you a hug. Jumps and tries to squeeze him as hard as he can.
Nobody hugs with as much power as that guy. Both of his parents are probably in wheelchairs because of
He
him.
broke their backs. I saw that. I couldn't believe it, man. I thought it was a bit at first because with those guys, you never know. They slap box in the streets. They do all sorts of
Oh
stuff.
yeah, they're
like that.
ruffians, man. They're the modern day Newsies almost. If you remember the Newsies from
Yeah.
that movie Newsies.
Yeah, they're the Newsies boys.
Yeah.
They're like paper boys. They're street runners.
They're one of a kind, man.
Hey, let me ask you a question.
Yeah. If it's about Brendan,
It's not.
okay. I don't know. That's the answer. People are always like, dude, Brendan. I'm
no. I don't want to know about
I
Brendan.
don't know.
You know I don't want to know.
You
about
know?
Brendan. What
I don't
am I
know.
going to ask you? What his shoe size is? I know. What do I need to know about the guy?
No, I don't know.
He's a He's a mystery. This bottle of fake booze.
Mhm.
You when you were drinking, when we did meet,
Mhm.
you weren't a whiskey guy though. No, right? What was your choice when you were drinking?
My favorite drink, probably cocaine, I think.
That was your favorite.
Like, I mean, and here's the thing. I wasn't getting real crazy. I didn't like to drink. I didn't like to go on a pee all the time.
But I saw you a few times. We would get liquored up a few times, but it wasn't often.
No, it wasn't like Brent Morin.
Who?
Brent Morin from the comedy?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, he loves the sauce.
He drinks.
Yeah, he loves a drink. He loves
and
a
he's
drink.
good at it.
He's one of the best.
Yeah.
He ranked. Last year he ranked.
I can't drink like that.
Right. But
Like, it's not like like some guys are. Justin Martindale can drink. You know.
he's good at it too.
I can't drink. I can do it, but you have to go pee. I don't like having to go pee all the time. I don't like that. Like, I got to go pee. Is somebody going to take my seat while I'm gone?
Disoriented. You don't like the loss of balance and that kind of sloppy. You don't like to be sloppy. That's your thing.
I like to be a little bit more in control.
Yes, I see. You're not a. You're a controlled drug person. If you do drugs and if you get intoxicated, you want to make sure you know exactly what you're doing when you're functioning.
Yeah. It got too. Some things would just get too risque. But yeah, so I just like to get cocaine and I would just go do it at home. You know.
Do you remember the first time you did cocaine?
Oh yeah, dude. I remember I was in Tucson, Arizona, and I walk in to this place. This guy Dennis was working with me, and he was a bus boy.
Were you a bus boy too?
Oh yeah.
Where was it?
Tucson, Arizona, City Grill restaurant.
City Grill. Why does every busboys love Coke? When I was a busboy, it was always, Coke was always a thing.
Because man, it just helped you get that extra table or two.
Right.
You know, it helped you get to that extra bread.
You were going to get a bonus if you could get 24, 26, 28. You were good to go.
Well, it just helped you get that last. You know, you get 2 extra water glasses filled in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
It helped you get that extra mile. It helped you. You know, you carry a pitcher in each arm and then balance a pitcher on one of your. You know, when you're
on your clavicle there.
Yeah, upper rear clavicle.
Did you ever eat any of the food that was left over?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did, dude. What do you mean, dude?
I worked at Outback Steakhouse. That's all I did. That's all I did was eat steak.
Ooh, that's good.
All the time. And people are like, ew, that's gross. All I did was, whatever they didn't finish, I would cut where they were eating and then take the piece that they weren't.
Yeah.
That was the easiest. They were like,
oh, definitely.
It's like he never got anywhere near that side of the
Dude, it's
steak.
like Dances with Wolves, man. You know, it's like you gotta finish what's out there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like we get to the place. Sometimes I feel like people get to the place where they finish what they want. But yeah, when I used to work at a restaurant, we finished what's out there. I used to wash dishes with this dude, this black guy, and he was, I don't know if he wasn't a guy, but he was like a young guy, like a young man like me, probably 15 or something. And he and I would make dueling sandwiches. So when the plates came back with the different, it was at like a place had wine and cheese, so fancy items.
Oh, nice.
So we get a nice cheese, a Gruyere or a Swiss or something.
Mozzarella.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mozzarella, bro. Put it on there, stack it up, get little pieces of meat that came off of somebody's a little bit of fig jam.
Yeah.
Fucking little, somebody leaves some flowers for a graduation. We fucking pull a baby's breath out of them bitches and chop it up on there. The goal was just to whoever can make the finest sandwich.
Yeah.
And then we would split them and give each other half.
And who made the better sandwich? It was a competition, right?
Yeah. And me and his boy Dolce, Sugar, his name meant sugar in Spanish, but they call him Dolce. And we would eat the sandwich and just kind of decide whose was better.
And how often did you win?
I think both of them was probably shit. We were at the age where it didn't matter. Like you'd eat something that's garbage.
Right.
As long as you had a cigarette after, it didn't matter. It was more about that cigarette.
God, that cigarette post meal. When I was smoking, that was my favorite thing on earth. Didn't it taste so good?
Dude, I used to leave City Grill in Tucson, Arizona. Dude, I'd get in the car, bro. I'd put in Abbey Road. I had a cassette tape, dude.
Yeah.
I had a cassette tape, bro, and I'd put that in. And somebody stole my passenger seat out of my car, dude, and I didn't give a fuck,
Jacked the whole
bro.
seat.
Yeah.
You had a race car at that point then.
Yeah, it was just like if you got in the front, you had to sit in the back. It was like that. And I would just put that in. And one song and a cigarette, I could time it where it would last me until exactly I pulled into my mom's driveway.
Damn.
Pretty good.
Didn't that feel good?
God, it felt good, man.
What was your cigarette of choice?
Usually a Winston or a Doral.
A Winston? What are you, my father? That's insane. That's what my dad smoked.
I mean, hey.
Winston's and his brother smoked unfiltered Pall Malls.
Ooh,
That's a veteran of war.
Oh yeah.
Like it's almost like you have to go to Nam to smoke Pall Mall. They check you at the store.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you go to Nam? He's like, yeah. He's like, okay, you can have the unfiltered. But my uncle used to smoke
They
non-filtered
show
Pall
you a picture
Malls.
of like a Vietnamese guy if you cringe a little. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, okay,
Yeah, you're good.
Just yegging. Just yegging. Dude.
Dude, he did. He would smoke. And you know what's so funny is my whole life as a kid, I kind of just thought, before you knew what like unfiltered or filtered cigarettes were,
Oh yeah.
he would pick tobacco out of his teeth all
Did
day
he really?
because he would smoke 100 of them. I mean, he'd smoke them.
Your uncle?
Yeah, and he always had tobacco in his teeth.
And was he a handsome guy?
He was a handsome dude.
Was he better looking than your dad?
He's still alive. They were kind of the same. Both tall guys, 6'2", 6'3",
Wow.
ball players, in good shape. Yeah, big guys. The only reason I have height, the only reason I'm 6'1" is because of my dad. My mom is like 5.
Who was better with women? You think your father or
My dad.
your uncle? Really?
Yeah. My dad by far. I always said my father has more ex-wives than black guys have shoes. He's so good with like, he just had such a charm about him.
Mhm.
You know? I don't even think it's never a handsome thing. It's just if you're charming enough.
And he passed away?
No, he's alive.
Oh,
He's
okay.
out there, but he's
Man,
not
that's
charming
great,
women
man.
anymore.
That's
You
great.
know? He's not charming women anymore.
Really? How old is he now?
60s. 60? Late 60s?
Wow. He's still
Yeah.
pretty young.
Young guy, yeah. He's just not charming. I think once you do it, after you've done it, you're done. Do you know what I mean?
But is he married now or no?
No. He's done.
Does he live alone?
3 ex-wives, done.
No.
Yeah, he's done. He settled down. Now he just likes to hang out.
And what does he do? He
slowed it
doesn't work
down.
for Xerox, does he?
He works for Canon.
Does he really?
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
the competitor of Xerox.
Yeah, because my friend Scott's dad works for Xerox. and-
No, he works his own. He's a contractor. He does his own thing. He used to take me to the south and the west side of Chicago. You go to all black neighborhoods. That was the only neighborhoods he liked to work at and do
Wow.
contract work. He loved it because he was the only white dude that could go there, and they could trust his ass because he had already worked with other people in the neighborhood because he knew people in the neighborhood.
Oh, wow.
Richie, get your ass over here, Richie. I swear to God, we could pull out the car. I'd be like 7 years old. Be like, bring that little red-haired boy with you, Richie. Who that? And we go over there, and he was a chameleon the way he could do that. I mean, he could go to a Polish dude's house, a black dude's house, an old Asian woman's house, and he could convince them all of the job that he was going to get done, and they'd all buy into it, man. He was really good at that. That's the thing that people don't talk about. There's a racial barrier of people that trust who's going to work for them.
Mm-hmm.
But my dad was so good at that. He was good, man. He just learned how to understand people. And that's where I think I get it from. Like, where do you get your people skills from? How are you so good with?
I don't know. I mean, yeah, my dad loved working around black men and black women. They really liked him, I think.
He just was a
He
people
was
person.
a people person.
And that's how you get it, right?
I think so, probably.
You could
Yeah,
talk
my
to
dad
anybody.
used to go to my dad used to go to, he was a man that did credit cards.
What do you mean, like
did credit cardery? Like, if you go.
like fraud?
No.
What do you mean? Sold credit cards?
Oh, yes. Basically, if you go to you ever been at a college or something, there's somebody bothering you
Yes.
walking to the student union or
Yes.
the airport?
Yes.
Like, come over here, sign up, get this Frisbee, and they
yeah.
throw it a Frisbee and hit you in the back,
There you go. I do want a Frisbee.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, what is
10,000
this?
points.
Yeah,
Oh,
10,000.
wow.
Yeah, come over and sign it up. So my dad had that job, right? This is when that job first came out.
Yeah, brand new.
So he'd take me over with him to the different universities over there. It's Southeastern University in Hammond, Louisiana. And we'd drive over there and I'd get up on the table and do the little deal, shake the pamphlet,
You cute little kid.
get that credit
You were
card,
the one
you
that
know?
was selling it, really.
But because he had been doing it, and so once he got me over there, I was the fresh meat. You know what I'm saying? So he definitely, cultural appropriation
For
you know?
sure. Were you taking commission?
But my culture was youth. He broke me off a few dollars at the end,
Yeah.
And it was unlimited Twix. One of the things that he had was
You were sponsored
one of the
by
gifts
Twix?
was Twix.
Oh, shit.
So you get a Frisbee, you get a little drink bottle, a sip bottle, and you get a Twix.
Oof. Unlimited Twix is what a perk that you had as a kid.
Oh, son,
I
you
mean,
can't
when
even
did it end?
imagine just one stick after the next, dude. Just
You were chain sticking. You were chain
Oh,
eating
that's right.
Twix, baby. I couldn't stop.
dude, it was crazy. But I'd get up on a table and get the pamphlet. Get over here. Who wants a card? Who wants a card? And then you'd see the girls, and they'd look at you, and I was just getting sprung. I was just kind of, hitting puberty at my time, and I was feeling vibrant in my body, and I fucking would see these ladies, and then I get nervous. Then I started getting a little ashamed because my dad was so old, and he would fucking fall asleep, and the credit card machine he had, like somebody had broken into his car. I think like an urban guy stabbed him one time with a screwdriver at one of the colleges. So
Jesus Christ.
it got icy, bro, and they broke the Xeroxer that he had.
Oh, they cracked it.
Yeah, so we put, but he didn't know, and so like he still put the thing in there and tried to make it the copy. There's just shattered glass all around, and it became this weird like liability. Like, I was a kid and I was trying to help, and I was trying to like have that like I'm working for my dad moment, but then it was such like a basket case. It was just like there was just too much going on,
Yeah.
But it was fun though. I mean, it was fun to go do it. We go over there to Xavier and and
How old were you when you were doing that?
I was probably 12, I guess.
You talk about that seeing the first girl. Do you remember your first crush? You remember who she was?
Oh, dude, I remember who she
is
was.
it?
Well, there was two. There was one, the first girl I ever saw that I was in love with. I was in Texas. I was out there outside of the largest freshwater swimming pool is in Texas.
Shut up. I never heard of it. Where?
Not sure.
Yeah, it's out there though.
Yeah.
The largest freshwater swimming pool. South Texas, probably.
Somewhere, man. They got it. And so I was over there, and I remember doing something. Oh, my neighbor took me on a camp. I don't know if it was camping. I don't know. Maybe his dad kidnapped him. I don't know what happened, but they invited me, right?
Yeah, you got to come along.
I got to come. And his dad wore brown onesies all the time. And those Dickies onesies, full body.
I remember them, yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
Where are they now? Why can't we have those now?
I mean, now,
It's
dude,
so comfortable, man.
now it's considered cultural appropriation. You wear a brown onesie, dog.
You're done,
going
bro.
to fucking
You're going to
jail.
prison. You're going to prison, not jail.
Yeah, dude.
They'd lock you up for life. You're doing
Yeah,
hard
you're
time.
doing time. Dude, the cops will beat you just for fucking putting one on. Dude, how crazy is this? The thing a lot of kids are doing now, painting their friends black or brown and then leaving them places.
Yeah, that's
to
a
get
prank. That's a
attacked by
prank now.
cops. Yeah.
There's a big
That's crazy, man.
there's a big new prank that's going around now. That they when guys pass out at parties, they write "All Lives Matter" on their forehead,
Ugh.
and they put them in a black neighborhood.
Oh,
That's a bit. It's a big bit. I
unbelievable.
don't know if it's really.
We just
mean.
had to do the balls on the cheek.
Yeah,
you
it was
know?
only penises on the face.
Ugh.
For some reason, we all drew penises so often. We were obsessed with drawing penises on our friend, and I got to tell you,
Yeah.
to this day, it's still funny. I see those pictures sometimes in my old hard drives. We take pictures of guys with penises on their head.
Mhm.
It's never not funny. It's always funny. There's something about those childish games. Like, do you feel? My grandmother used to say she's never felt her age. She's 90,
Wow.
and she said she's always felt like in like 23, 24. Do you feel like there's an age when you stopped up here feeling like you were getting older? Like, I know we're physically, but did you ever mentally go, I think I've stayed around this age?
Only in the past year did I start to feel like I got older or something happened to me.
It just snapped over?
Yeah.
Like, how old do you feel right now?
Now I probably feel about 36 years old.
How old are you now?
But last year I probably felt 27.
You were feeling that good, huh?
I was feeling good, man.
You jumped almost a decade in
Oh,
one year.
It was that year.
Well,
was,
why? What do you think it is? Just stress and pressure?
I
and-
think stress, man. I don't know what happened. I think just doing too much. Doing too much, just too much. I don't know if it was just too much podcasting, too much
everything on the road. and-
everything. Oh, it's just too much. It
What's
was
your
just-
release then? What's the stress? What's going to crack that stress release for you?
Now I'm trying to just manage things a little bit better. I'm trying to make sure to do things that I want to do.
Right.
I'm trying to space things out. Not to overwhelm myself. Like, a lot of people, people ask you to come pod and do different stuff. And, we want to support each other and do that at the same time. Also, it's like not to isolate either. Like I'll start to isolate and get stuck in my head.
Yes.
But I think some of it was like, I think even just my diet, my self-care, something happened, man. I don't know what happened to me.
But you've never been out of shape I've
Yeah.
never seen you slovenly.
I think I just had like a mental thing. I almost
It was
think it was
up
a mental
here.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember that time when I told you that I was supposed to do the shows in Brea.
Yeah.
You know,
We were
and I saw
sitting
you at the
it
Improv
was me, you, and Joe, and
upstairs at the Improv.
upstairs, yeah, and with Bert, and you were like, "I'm not going to do them."
Yeah, I said I got to cancel this weekend.
And by the way, let's be public about it. I
Yeah.
supported you, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
I said if you don't want to do it, if you don't feel like doing it, you shouldn't do it. That's when people crack. Chappelle told that story about when Martin Lawrence was doing Blue Streak, maybe, and he ended up in the hospital because he had a stroke.
Wow.
And they couldn't figure. I mean, strokes are so random. You don't know it's hereditary. It's blood pressure. There's a million factors.
Yeah.
But they said his stress levels were insane. He was holding an insane amount of tension and stress, and his blood pressure was through the roof.
Wow.
And he attributed to working as hard as he was working, being pushed to the limits, and it broke his body. To think that it's not a reality is silly. We can break our bodies very easily. You know,
Yeah.
your mind can be very strong or get collapsed as well. But sometimes you're able to mentally trudge through something, and your body goes, "No way, I'm done. I'm got to be out." So when you said you didn't want to do the Brea shows, I was like, "You shouldn't do the Brea shows, bro. If you don't want to do those things, you
It
shouldn't
was just
do
weird,
them."
and I couldn't. It was like I couldn't do it. It was like I just hit something. Just happened. I just couldn't. I thought something inside of me, inside of my brain, or something was gonna pop.
And thank God you didn't, because something bad could have happened.
Yeah, something bad could have happened, man. It was just, and I don't know what was going on. And so since then, I've just been trying to just like kind of pace myself and like just kind of just find ways to calm down.
Yeah.
Because I want to be able to enjoy myself. I want to be able to do good shows, and not like get burnt out. I think we all, or I don't know if we all, but I get like on this thing where, especially when work got busier in the past 2 years, it's like, okay, well, the podcast is going good. Like, who am I in podcasting? Am I, what is my podcast going to be? Is it just like a goofy podcast? Is it is it a place where people come to have like learn about somebody new, like a person that they don't know about?
Yeah.
Like just trying to learn on the fly, instead of just being myself a lot of times.
What is it to you now?
I think it's getting back to be just a place where I can just learn about new people and learn about new things, kind of.
Yeah.
And just kind of share about things that are more going on in my life and associate and share, like have somebody come in. If I'm dealing with something, have somebody come in that has the same thing going on, and then we can kind of just, or maybe they're an expert in it, maybe they're not.
And connect.
Yeah.
No, I
Just a
think that's
little bit
good.
more about connection, or just sometimes funny, but I guess I kind of still don't know, but I know that I'm not going to fly at 90 miles an hour trying to figure it out.
That's smart, because otherwise you crash.
Oh man.
Too
Yeah.
many people crash, man. You know.
Yeah. And I want to have fun. I want it to be something that I love to do still
Right.
too.
Well, you seem to be still engaging in the right ways with it, in terms of like it seems to be making you happy and still having a good time. You're putting up videos of you back in the gym getting jacked. Are you trying to do this? Are you going through like a workout regimen to try to fight Brendan? Is that real?
Do I think at UFC 500, 515
You could be there.
that I could take Brendan?
Yeah.
Or at least go to a second round with him? Yeah.
God, I would love to see that.
Wouldn't you?
I would love to see
Would you be in my
it.
corner?
Oh, yes, bro.
Yes.
I'll be the water bottle guy. Or I'll be
Nah, be more than that.
what do you want me to be, man?
Well, I don't.
I'm
if
gonna-
this is the attitude you're bringing to the ring,
Well, man, I just want to be supportive.
Okay. Never mind. Actually, this is the attitude I want in the ring.
Yeah.
I want somebody that's going to say, "No, man, you get out there and do it."
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
What are you talking? You need to get back in there. I'll
Yeah.
put
Look at him.
I'll put a cut smear. I'll be
Yeah.
the cut guy. I'll
This
be your cut guy.
bicyclist, this coffee selling bicyclist, you can't beat him.
This snake wrangler. You want him out there? Come on, man. This CBD mine finder. This underground CBD mine man. Is this what you want? He's an inch away from wearing a suit and tie. Take him down. When I saw the workout video, I loved it. I was like, he's getting back into, because you go through these big phases. There was a time when you were huge into yoga. I remember that.
Oh, yeah.
You were huge into yoga. And
Yeah.
then
I was
you
feeling
got
good
back
about
into
it.
traditional working out. And now what are you doing now? Are you lifting weights or what are you doing?
Now I'm just all the gyms are closed. So I'm just working with a trainer now twice a week.
But you go to a private thing and work out with somebody, right? Yeah.
Because for me, it helps me get it done.
Yeah.
It's like I'd rather pay a little bit more and get it done. Because I don't even have a gym membership right now. There's no gym.
I know. I cancel mine.
Yeah. So I
felt
like it,
bad.
man. I get in there, we do some things. We do these, the baby burps and the different,
Up downs.
yeah, the up downs, the fucking cat mamas. We do it all, and next thing you know, you're fucking jacked. And I'm ready to fucking fist fight Brendan, dude. With gloves on and with sanctioned. I want it to be sanctioned.
No, it should be rule. The rule is enforced. We don't want it to be. We don't want it to
Yeah.
be flimsy. No street backyard stuff. This is in the octagon, legit. Get him weighed in, and
Yeah.
feel him. But I want him padded because I feel like he cheats at that stuff.
Oh, he cheats on the weight. He stacks a little bit.
Stacks for sure, right?
Yeah, so I want to see him at and he would have to lean out, man. He's probably 270 right now. We say 240.
I think he's more.
Yeah. We say
285.
meet me at 240. I would have to put on 50 pounds.
I want to see you put on 50 pounds. Wait, what's your?
Well, the sad part is none of that's going to be height. If some of it were going to be height, that would be good.
You'll just go out.
But yeah, and that's the tough part, man. It's just a lot to a body to manage.
That's a lot, but we could get you stretched out a little bit at least, right?
Yeah, I just want to carry part of my body around in like a garbage bag or something.
Yeah, that's true.
Like
That's
I just
true.
don't want to be. I just don't want to.
What have you turned? Hey, tell me this for real.
Yeah.
As someone who is in the program, right? What have you turned a negative addiction into a positive addiction? Like, what do you think you took that? Like, if an addiction was drowning you, what's a new addiction that you think is positive that you've spun out of it?
Oh, and I don't know if it's positive, but it's been work probably.
But I mean, that is positive to a degree, right? You've been super focused on work.
Yeah, but at a point, it's not.
So perhaps you need to find something you think that gives you that same addictive joy, but that's positive, right? That's what I feel like a lot of people I know that are addicts, being the son of one, I feel like the thing I see in addicts when I talk to a lot of addicts is if they can replace it with a positive addiction, it's good. You're going to be an addict, right? So we're all going to have our things, but as long as it's a good thing, I think work is a good thing. I'll work till I die. Don't you think you'll work till you die?
Yeah, I probably will.
In here, we pour whiskey.
Are you the black sheep in your crew? I know I am. The Ginge Man stands out. I look like no one else, and that's a good thing to stand out. That's why I'm repping Screwball Peanut Butter Whiskey. Screwball Peanut Butter Whiskey is unique, different, smooth, tasty. I've repped it before for you guys. I've told you, I really like this stuff. You can use it as an after-dinner drink, an aperitif to get the party started, an appetizer, if you will. It's also great on ice cream. Put it in your coffee safely. Don't go out and drink and drive. Be smart. But if you're going to have a little bit of sweet, I think this is the way to do it. Screwball Peanut Butter Whiskey originated here in Southern California. They're a wonderful, independent company that's given a lot during these tough times out to people in need, to the frontline people, the hospitals, police, and firefighters, and more, which I respect and appreciate about a company that does stuff like that during tough times, especially because people need booze, people need support, and that's what they're into. I love Screwball. It's very sweet and smooth at the exact same time. You got to try it out. It's sold literally everywhere. It's the original and most awarded peanut butter whiskey. They're available literally everywhere that you can buy liquor. 70 proof Screwball Peanut Butter Whiskey is the perfect shot or perfect addition to your favorite cocktail. Pick it up at your local store. Get it delivered to your house. You don't even need to leave. Ready to get screwed, go to screwballwhiskey.com for more info if you want to learn anything about the company. They do a lot of good. Enjoy it responsibly. Advertisement by Screwball Spirits, LLC, San Marcos, California. Whiskey with natural flavors and caramel color. 35% alcohol by volume. Screwball Whiskey. Pick it up. Be the black sheep. Have a sip and have a good day. Whiskey Ginger fans, if you like the sauce like the Whisk Ginge does, then you need help the next morning. Most of us have a little bit of a hangover and we don't know how to fix it. A lot of us chug the Gatorade. You like to get a sloppy, greasy burger. There's a million different things we try to do to fix it, but it's not just dehydration. There's toxic things running through your blood, toxicity in your body. You need to clear that stuff out immediately, and DHM Detox is the way to do it. If you've never heard of it, it's incredible. It's a tiny little beautiful pill. You can take 2 of them before or while you're drinking or after. You can take 4 even if you want to amp up that night if you're going till 4 or 5 in the morning. But do yourself a favor and get DHM Detox. It is very much worth it. It cleans out your body. If you feel bad the next day, you don't want no days wasted, get DHM Detox. It's a vitamin for people who enjoy alcohol. It's phenomenal. I've used it multiple times. You can double it down, like I said, using science to blend antioxidants and vitamins to get inside of your bloodstream to make you feel good after a night of feeling good. Go to nodayswasted.co/whiskey. Use the promo code whiskey at the checkout. You get 20% off your first order. And by the way, they got a money back guarantee. If you don't like it, you email them, say, didn't work. They'll send you your money back. So it's a no-brainer. Like I said, nodayswasted.co/whiskey. Use the promo code whiskey at the checkout. Get yourself 20% off. DHM Detox. It's the way to do it, baby.
Ginger. I like gingers.
You know, that's why I feel like the pandemic has made so many people so mad, so angry, and there's all these forces being put into action. And you're like, how much of this is boredom versus actual anger, right? Like I saw a tweet the other day. Ryan Reynolds, the actor, sold his gin company for $600 million, right? Yeah. And right afterwards, Alana Glazer, who is from Broad City, do you know who that? Yeah, you know her.
Yeah.
She retweeted it.
I saw this
and wrote,
"Oh, now he can
maybe
donate
he can
more.
donate more than $200,000 to the NAACP because he got
plantation."
married at a plantation." That's really the first thought out of your mind, like. The idea that it's just gaslighting other celebrities for your own benefit, I feel like,
sad.
But I don't even think that's my point is, does she really mean that? Or is she just like bored and annoyed and that's a thing to throw out there? It's just like, that's a strange thing to say. Also, this is my big issue. And I said this a long time ago. Brendan and I were talking about it one time.
Oh, God.
Everybody.
Sorry, I've just been through that.
I know.
Jeez, man. It's kind of like when Indiana Jones, or remember that old movie?
When he's trying to steal the skull.
When he walks across the thing, you don't know where the next stair is.
You don't know which one's going to fall out. That's talking to Neil. Bro, it was just...
I'm joking, Brendan.
No, you're not. You're not. Yeah. No, but I was saying how like everyone is such a... everyone's so emboldened to be on their soapbox. You're tweeting from a phone made by Chinese kids who kill themselves every year at a rate that's unimaginable. How noble are you really in all your exploits? That's
right. So, there's none of us... the lack of empathy by some humans and other humans, and a lot of times to me it's people it's people on the far left that really lack a lot of empathy, man. And I'm not political about it, but I just don't.
You see a trend is what you
where
mean.
I'm from, people really have a lot more empathy for everyone,
right?
No matter who they are or what political or race or whatever, I feel like.
Yeah. Then
here you just get, there's so much no empathy. Like,
well, quick to attack.
You can't understand that somebody, like once you try and, you don't know what somebody else's life is like, man. And just, man, I just hate seeing rich people. I hate seeing celebrities tell people how to live, or in this case, it's just celebrities fighting with each other.
Which is even stranger to me. Because guess what? Neither of those parties are actually going to engage, right?
Right.
The people are just going to get annoyed about it, and it's going to create this thing down below, which is even more interesting.
That's interesting. Yeah. Is that that us fucking minions just end up fighting about it?
Right.
You know?
They're up there. She's rich too.
Yeah.
She doesn't fucking care. They're really never going to communicate about that.
Yeah. Why doesn't she just go and make a donation though? That's what I don't understand.
Right.
Like if that's your thing, why don't you just go make that donation?
And she'll say, because I didn't sell my gin company for $600 million.
Right.
And then he'll say, well, then you should have got a fucking gin company 10 years ago. And maybe you could sell it for $600 million.
But you sold to Hollywood. How much is that? You know,
what is that worth? Right. I like how she said it because he got for people that don't know the story, you should look it up. He got married apparently on what was a plantation at one point, and he felt guilt about it. The irony of that is if you're gonna feel guilty about everything that a slave built, you're gonna have to rip down a vast majority of the United States of America.
Yeah, and you're also gonna have to leave a lot of shit up. I mean, slaves didn't build that much shit. Well, they built a lot of shit.
They built a lot of shit, but how are you going to know? What are you going to? You're going to only delineate which buildings are built by slaves or property that was owned by people that owned slaves. Okay, you're going to tear down the pyramids? Yeah. Are you going to rip down the pyramids, or were they built by aliens? You tell me.
And everything, if you could go back to then, everything should be. If you want to go back to Native American, we're all living on Native American.
Yeah, we stole it. We stole it anyway.
And they stole it from aliens.
That's exactly right. Aliens first, natives twice.
So, and there's a lot of people that say that, and you can look that up.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, what are we going to do? At this point, we should just all give our money to the aliens or the Mormons.
Well, the same thing. They're the same thing.
Yeah.
I've seen that church. That thing does not need to be that high in the sky,
Bro,
because they're
Mormon-
communicating.
People give Mormons a hard time, dude. I'd be Mormon in a heartbeat, bro.
Yeah, you moved to Utah.
Bro, beautiful women.
Beautiful
You get to
women.
be tall.
Yeah, they're all tall.
Yeah.
You know,
They're
what?
very
Well, they're
welcoming.
closer to God.
Go to the tabernacle, man. That thing is like a damn Neapolitan sandwich.
They
There's
are
every color person in there, bro.
They're the sweetest people. They really are.
Yeah. You can have different wives if you want, different husbands.
I know. I spent Christmas in Park City this past year. We took a train ride through town.
Yeah.
The cutest train ride I've ever seen in my life. It was the cutest, sweetest. Everyone was nice and polite. No one budged or pushed or pulled or yelled or complained. Why do you think that is? Why do you think they're so calm? Because they know they're going to be okay in the end.
Well, I think you have a lot of people in this world that don't have any faith, and don't have any. And that's why there's a lot of gross people in Hollywood. That's why there's a lot of gross people and in the world, I think, because this is it for them.
You mean like this is the one life, and they
Yeah.
Are you deep
This
into
is
faith?
it, huh?
Are you deep in your faith?
I mean, I have a faith. I mean, I believe that there's more to
Life
my
than this?
existence than this. Yeah.
Right.
So I'm playing along. I'm playing 20 innings.
Yeah, you want to keep it rolling.
Yeah, and some of these angry bitches is out here fucking playing.
This
hoping
is it.
Hoping there's a rain delay at 7. Because they don't care. So that for me, that's a part of
Right.
things. Sometimes if I meet somebody and they have no faith at all, or they're not thinking long term, part of me sometimes it doesn't really have to be a Catholic or Baptist, or it
Sure.
doesn't have to be denominational. But I think sometimes if they don't have a belief in something bigger than themselves,
Yeah.
then how could they not be living in a space of just greed, just pointing fingers? They're always right. It just too many. When somebody's always right, man, fuck them. They can be right without me, bro. I just don't.
So faithless are the most flawed.
Well, I don't.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
No, I know you're not.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting perspective.
I don't know if they're the most flawed, but I don't know how easy it can be sometimes to really relate to each other,
Right.
because you're living completely different perspectives.
Like atheists, right? That believe that it's all
The short
bullshit and short game.
Yeah, the guys that get up there and want to bunt. Yeah, dude. I'm out, bro.
I just want to get on the bag. I'm just
Yeah.
looking to get on the bag. That's it. Really?
I mean, yeah, atheism just seems. Here's the thing. I think it's a risky belief. It's like going all in before you see your cards. You
Right.
know, like
You got a 2. You have a 2 and a 6, and you're fucking putting the pot in.
I have too big of an imagination to be an atheist.
Sure, I think that's right. I think that's correct.
It's just a.
I think it's hard to be an atheist if you've touched enough. If you've traveled or seen or touched enough, and by touched enough, I mean like involved yourself in other people's cultures. And I think once you've done that, you go, it's really hard to think nothing exists. It's really strange. Once you've touched enough, it'd be strange to go to that many places and eat different people's foods and listen to their language, their culture, their problems, their happiness, their sadness, and then still go, no, this is all an accident.
Yeah.
It seems strange. You have every right to feel that way if that's how you fucking feel. I think it just seems a little lost. Now, if you grew up in this very tiny little bubble and you never left your bubble and that's all you knew and saw, yeah, maybe it's more feasible to me. But when we travel for a living, even traveling here just in the U.S.,
Yeah.
you go enough places, you go, wow, it's a different world just a state away. People feel and think and view differently in just one little state away. Just go to fucking Arizona, different state. Nevada, different state. Colorado, very different. I mean, that to me you start to see different lines of people's lives. And to me, it makes me go, well, something's got to be. I don't know what it is. I'm not smart enough, but I know it's a thing.
No. And we may know one day, or Joe Rogan might tell us.
Rogan does know.
But
And it's annoying. He keeps it in that fucking pod thing. He sleeps in that water thing. That's where he gets the drippings of knowledge come from there. Too.
Oh, dude, I saw him one time eating facts out of a glowing bag one time.
Really?
Yeah, totally.
Because I've heard this and I've never seen it before.
Totally, man. It's in his glove
He's
box.
endless. You know, he says he loves to play pool. It's not. The crack of the balls gives him the secrets.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, I've heard it a few times. And I was
It's
like,
like
what is
Zeus
that?
with the planets.
That's exactly right. When
Yeah.
they smash, then he gets all this knowledge. It's really insane.
I'm like,
that dude.
do I use this one to break? He's like, no, that's Neptune. That goes back in the formation. Oh,
He's leaving. That dude's going to Austin. You know why?
I know.
You know why?
Yeah, tax money.
Tax money.
It's really,
Good for him.
it's one of the same reasons why I'd love to. Well, here's the thing. I
Well,
don't want to pay
Tennessee-
those taxes.
Tennessee, right?
Yes, no state taxes.
I know. Can I come with you? How about this? Can I
Yeah.
at least register my business out of your address in Tennessee?
Yeah.
Do
You
it
try
shady
that.
style. I used to know, I'm not going to call them out. A couple of pro athletes, they only bought cars in Nevada
Oh, yeah.
or Texas. They did it the right way.
That's
They're
the way to
they're
do
like,
it.
No, my houses are there, man. Florida, same thing. All the golfers, people know, my fans know I love golf. It's a nerdy sport. People make fun of me all the time. It's a dork white guy sport. But they're so smart with their money because they only live in Florida. You can golf all year round, but it's more
Mhm.
for the money. Because they could live in Southern California, they could live in Arizona, but none of those places have free state income tax. They all house it down in Florida.
Well, I think that's one of the big reasons.
Money.
And there's some other reasons too. I think I just want a little bit more semblance of what everyday life is like.
You want some normalcy.
It's so at a certain point, it's just too disconnected for me to just spend as much time here. I don't think I used to mind it as much because I was traveling a lot, so I
Same.
get to be in other places.
Same.
But now I've just been here,
Yeah.
and it has just been. I feel like it's just been deadening to me.
Well, this wakes you up, right? But what's interesting to me is in 10 years, we're all going to look back and I want to see all the intricate stories of people that had different kinds of jobs and what this exposed about their life and their job. It exposed for us, it's kind of tough to live in this city when you're not working in this city and you're not on the road. If we can't do stand up here at night and get in our fix and you definitely can't travel, then it makes you reevaluate what this place means to you, right?
Yeah.
I wonder what that does for other humans that have lost their form of income or their communication to friends and family and work. That to me is going to be very interesting in 10 years to see how people's lives change. I mean, dude, it breaks my fucking heart. We live in a neighborhood that is a lot of mom and pop shops. And we try to go support as many mom and pops as we can. Okay. I'm not getting on a pedestal, but we do a good job. I go buy local shit. I go to a local hardware store. I try to
Get you a local,
local shit. I try
local
my
ham,
best.
local egg.
But you know what? They're all failing. They're all drowning. And it's so crazy. And it makes me think this is what we're going to come down to. It's like we're going to fail the most American core of this country if we can't get rid of this thing. Because these people can't stay open, man. They can't afford it.
No.
It makes me sad watching them set up. You're like, they make probably 1/10 of what they usually make. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's reevaluating our lives, which in your case, it's been a beautiful thing, man. Because I'm telling you, I said this as a friend, honestly. The sound of your voice made me feel joy for the day. It made me go, damn, dude, that's,
Well, I walked down the street. I noticed this too. This for me, Andrew, and is sorry.
That's all right. You get unbuttoned one on this show. That's what happens. You get
This
unbuttoned.
sounds like gas. I'm running out of gas on the way here. So,
Well, how'd you get gas on your arm, bro?
putting it in the tank. The wind going by. The trucks going by.
Spraying it. Did you know how to siphon? Did you ever learn how to siphon as a
yeah.
kid? Did you ever do it? Did you ever siphon someone's gas? Yeah, we
dude.
did that as a
Get
kid.
that fucking hot jaw, dude. That shit.
You got to spit it out fast.
Yeah, it's risque, man. That's risky.
What did you say when you walked down the street? What did you realize?
There's so much fear out here that I feel like I just feel it constantly. And I start to think that everything's that way. And I'm used to being in a place where where you're not taught to be afraid of your neighbor, really. And here I feel like, I don't know if it's taught or if it's just something that's, no matter where I am out here or even who I'm with, I always feel alone a little bit.
Wow. That's tough.
But, and I think a lot of people do. I think it's and I can't figure it out. People say, oh, well, it's the traffic. It could be that it's too many people. I don't know what it is, but
there's a
I
vibe
think
here.
I'm glad to have a little bit of a different semblance of where when you see someone, they mean something.
Well,
just because
yeah.
they're a human being and so are you. And that's a vibe that I don't get here very often. And that I think somebody like me really needs to operate better because, I don't know if I suffered from addiction before. I mean, I know I always had some real problems with loneliness and the way I felt and shame and stuff like that and self-loathing. But sometimes I don't know if I lived here if I would have as many issues. Sometimes,
I understand that. There's also a parallel to what you do for a living too that also doesn't help, right? The idea that you are putting yourself out there on a constant. This is a rewarded business on reception and reward. You want acclaim. You want people to want to listen to you and watch you and watch you perform and make a career along with the fan base, and that comes at a weird cost, right? This is not a new thing. This has been going on for
right. It comes at a cost,
time.
and it all evens out. That's what's amazing about everything, is that there's a cost to everything. You can become the most famous person in the world, but that person is not allowed really to speak their mind. Like if it's through Hollywood, they're not allowed to speak their mind. They're not.
Right.
They risk every word. They risk losing everything.
Unless you've built it on your own.
Right.
A guy like Rogan has nothing to lose.
Right.
They've tried 1,000 times, and he doesn't even know what happened. Like that's how disconnected. Because when you build it on your own, they can't criticize it. Right. It's too hard.
Yeah, but now they're finding ways to pull people down. But I guess until the end, if there's you just have to keep going,
Yeah. And you know what? You have to focus on, again, like we said before, is like you have to focus on what's making you feel better. Because if it's making you feel worse, there's no reason to do it anymore. If the pandemic's taught us anything, it's that none of us, Eric Griffin, I was talking the other day, he's like, I'm not going to do shit that I don't want to do. I'm not going to be nice to people that aren't nice to me. I'm not going to do things that don't make me feel right, good, and healthy and happy.
Yeah.
Because he said I was doing things for other people that didn't respect me and didn't like me, didn't appreciate me. And he said, I'm no longer going to do that.
He's a beautiful man, bro.
Yeah.
For his size and his height.
Yeah.
And his body style, man, he has a very rare body style.
It is.
He looks like he could play power forward underwater. That's what he has, that style kind of. You know what I'm saying, though?
Yeah, bro. He's got a very he's got a fluid physique.
Yeah.
The fluid physique is what we call it.
Yeah.
He's a sweet man, but also someone that I've learned a few lessons from. Honestly, like as somebody that as a friend, we've grown closer and closer and closer over the years, which is strange. A lot of my friends I've gone either the other way or stayed pretty stagnant with, and him and I grow closer because
Can you hear me all right?
I can't hear you at all. I can't hear you at all. I don't have headphones in.
Oh, my bad, man. Sorry. I was thinking like, why can't he hear me? But he can.
I can hear you.
Okay.
You're right here. I mean, do you sound good to the audience? Give them a check 1, 2 to the mic real fast.
Check.
They hear it.
Okay.
When you said that, though, by the way, that brought up something the other day. I ran into Chris Spencer. Do you know Chris?
Oh, yeah.
And Chris and I, pandemic or not, gave us the biggest hug. He gave me the biggest dap and the biggest hug because I hadn't seen him in a long time. And it just made me feel so good to see someone that I recognized. And we were laughing and joking. And I think when you find the right people to do that with, it makes the downfalls of this business or this city or whatever you want to say worth it, because there are people that I'm like genuinely glad to see, you know?
Oh, yeah. No, I think there's stuff like that, I think.
But it's more rare, I feel. It's definitely
But it's like
more
you
rare.
have to, it's like on location, you have to travel to it. It just
Sure.
feels a little bit more
Sure.
like, I don't know. And I just want to have the best of both worlds.
And you're going to get it.
And so that's what I'm going for. Now, is that realistic? I have no idea.
I think so.
But the good thing is that I don't have to be, I can be back and forth,
Are you taking Nick?
No, we need a studio here. So we have to have.
Well, you're going to get a Nick out there.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Not sure.
We got to find him.
I got to get a Nick.
You got to get a Nick out there.
Yeah.
Because he's obedient. He's wonderful, Nick.
Yeah.
Now, does he sleep at the studio or what is he?
Sometimes he does.
Because he doesn't
I've
go
seen
home.
in there. I've snuck in there and
Does he
seen
have a
snack
home,
trails
Nick?
and little bottle, water bottles of urine.
Oh, he's peeing inside?
I hope so.
It's a bathroom right around the corner, though.
Yeah, but it's far. It's always far when you have to pee.
That kid's one of those guys that's fascinating. In the same way that like Jamie is fascinating for Rogan. Because they're both very nice, cool, good guys. Also could be murderers. I would never know the difference.
Oh.
So good behind the scenes.
Oh, I could easily see one day me having to go to court.
For Nick.
Yeah. And he's still, he does Nick's picks now. He does his UFC picks.
How is he doing numbers wise?
He's doing great. I've picked some rough weekends to follow him. I'm down maybe about $900 right now.
He's clipping you that hard?
But no, it's not me against him. It's just me following his picks.
Oh.
But it's on his Twitter. You can find it. I think Real Nick Davis is his Twitter. But He just says tail at your own risk. He's just a degenerate gambler, but he gets into it and he's got some good picks, man. He had he picked a submission this weekend that I won on, and
Really?
but you know what I'm noticing with the gambling stuff, man, all of that, it takes me out of my element. It takes my brain power away. Cryptocurrency, it's 24 hours a day.
Are you doing crypto?
I'm in crypto right now, and I don't know if I can handle it, man.
How much money is in crypto right now for you?
I'd say probably about 6,000.
I'm too stupid. Do people have a lot of money in crypto right now?
They might. To me, that is a lot of money, and it isn't.
Because it used to be big, right? And then it went away, and then it went up again, then it went down again. What's the guy's name that's a card player? Jennifer Tilly's husband. She's also a famous card. You know Jennifer Tilly, the actor. She's now a poker player on the World Poker Tour.
Wow.
Phil Hellmuth. I might be wrong.
Oh yeah, Phil Hellmuth.
I think that's
Phil
it.
Hellmuth. Yeah.
Helmet, California. I was on an airplane,
Uh-huh.
and they were sitting in front of me, and he was on the phone doing that thing that does very much bother me when somebody's like, yeah, the deal's 25, but I'll take 40. I'll take 40 if that's where we get to. And he's talking money and he's yelling loud.
Oh,
I don't
hate
like that. I don't like when people talk money out loud.
Mhm.
My dad, when I was a kid, he was like, don't talk about money. Losers talk about money.
Yeah, I did
basic-
it a couple of weeks ago, and I
talk
still
about-
feel bad about it.
Nah, don't. And he was talking loud about it, and it was all Bitcoin stuff. And I just didn't. I thought, well, maybe he knows what he's talking about, but it sounded like there was so much money at one point and then none at all. So you're all day online. You're looking at Bitcoin shit.
No, I'm not all day online. Now, usually I just do look at my Ameritrades on, Monday and Wednesday. But what happened now is with Bitcoins, it's 24 hours. So it's crazy. So
there is no market.
Yeah, the market's never ending. So it's just, you can check in at any moment.
Like check in right now. What are we at right now?
Okay. Right now,
You go to TD Ameritrade is the one that runs Bitcoin?
no, I got Coinbase app.
Coinbase.
Let me see what I got right here. And right now I have some. I don't know why this is.
Because I know at one point people were cashing out big. So a lot of people
Yeah, I
made a
missed
lot of
that
money.
point.
You did?
I'm like every other freaking regular dude in America. About 4 years ago, I lost $2,000 in Bitcoin. That's in crypto. That's every man I know.
But that's not that bad.
It's not that bad.
It's not.
I'm
It's not
down
gonna collapse you.
5% in the last hour since I walked in here.
1 hour?
Mhm.
Really?
So my Orchid tokens,
The
All right.
flower?
I'm not sure, are at 58 cents right now. And then my Algo tokens actually are up 0.5%.
What dictates the growth of a Bitcoin
No
market?
idea.
No idea. That's good to know. Good to know. No idea.
No idea.
Honestly. Like, you know what the market dictates, right? It's the sale of physical products.
Right. I think so. But I also think the market basically is what is already, it's almost like people's reactions are already priced always into the market. So by the time you look at the market, you're trying to think, what are people going to think next?
It already happened. Yeah. The market is what already happened.
Yeah.
But the point of the market is it can still based on the economy's influx of a product or the lack of a product. This I'm too dumb to understand because there is no product. There is no physical thing, right?
Yeah.
You're betting on air.
You're betting on air, yeah. You're basically just betting on different pieces of air.
That's so cool though.
So
But how sexy to think that you're betting on air? Because you could catch some good air.
Yeah, and look, now you can catch some good air, man. I mean, there's, that's the thing. Overnight, thing go up 300%.
But when do you sell? When's the moment that you're like, I'm out?
So I got to get out soon because I'm just tired of looking at it. I'm starting to realize it just monopolizes my time.
And when you said that, was gambling becoming a problem before too with the UFC shit? Were you putting too much money down?
No.
Because you have too many friends in the UFC now. You're friends with too many fighters. Are you betting on your friends all the time?
No, I bet a little bit on them, but it's like $100.
Like I was gonna say, because that can be dangerous.
Oh, that'd be extremely dangerous.
Because emotional betting is very bad betting.
Yeah, and I'm not a good better.
Same. Trash.
Really?
I am remarkably shit.
And I noticed even if I bet against what I was going to bet on, I lose that.
Still
also.
lose. Yeah, dude. I used to play fantasy football. I quit because I lost every time. I was like, oh, I got all the right guys. Boom. They would all get injured. I wouldn't trade. I'd get over it. I could never do it, man. I was never good. Did you ever play fantasy or no?
Oh yeah, I played it, man.
I got over it. I couldn't do it.
And then people, somebody said they're going to shut it down because it's too much like slavery. People are saying,
What is? Oh, trading players
Fantasy,
and doing
yeah.
all that shit. What are you having? What are you taking?
half of a.
A Zanny?
Mm-mm.
What'd you take?
Trying to get more blood flow to the sea rotch, baby.
Oh, this podcast doesn't end like that. You're taking a pee pill?
An upper. It's just an Indian one. It's from India. It's a light one. It's
What's it
nothing
called?
heavy.
What is it called?
Huh?
What is it called?
It doesn't have a name. It just comes in like a
Just cracking a pill from India and you just throw it in the throat,
I've taken them all. I've taken them for years, man. I crack about half of one twice a week.
and it's to get the pump downstairs.
Yeah, and it's nothing. It's nothing crazy. You're not going to go be a raper. It's more like a just something to be like, oh yeah, all
To
right.
wake you up a little bit.
Yeah, it's just something to keep the.
Do you have a date later?
No, just something to keep the cavities. You just want to remind the ballast
Ah.
that it works for the boat. You know what I'm saying?
I got to tell you, I got my old man. I have my old man's disease.
Yeah.
My old man one time, we were sitting around. My dad said something, made a joke about there was a Viagra commercial. He was like, "You don't have to worry about that." I said, "Why?" He goes, "It's in our blood. We're still good."
Really?
Yeah, and I thought, okay, Dad. Honestly, right now, you sneeze the right way, I might get a hard on.
Oh wow!
It's-
So you're really
it's-
one of those guys with the erection?
I can get a hard on if I'm thinking about going home, and I'm thinking about piping the old bag. On the way home, I might get hard.
Oh Christ!
Thinking about it, I swear, I don't know what it is.
That's crazy.
My
I feel
diet
like.
isn't indicative of that. It's not like I'm eating something. I'm not eating very healthy or doing all the thing. It's just I've always been. I can get it.
You want a lot of saw palmetto or something?
Mm-hmm.
Are you?
Ashwagandha.
Are you really?
I'm in ashwagandha right now.
Huh.
B12, ashwagandha, daily vitamin. What else am I on? That's it. How many pills are you on? Do you think are you taking a lot of pills right now?
No, I would say I'm on antidepressants.
Which one?
I'm not sure, but I've been on it for about 21 years.
I was
But
on.
my goal is to try and get off in the next 2 years.
Did you ever take Zoloft?
Oh yeah, dude. I took Zoloft the first batch that came out.
I took
pills
one.
were
I
still
took the early
warm.
ones too.
The pills were still warm, dude.
They were
One
soft in
side
the
was
middle?
burned, yeah. I mean, they were good, bro.
Yeah, I took them for a
Dude,
while.
I could drink 20 gin and tonics, dude. Wake up in the morning, help my buddy wash his boat,
I used to take
and still
Zoloft.
meet a beautiful girl.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
function. What else? What else are you taking?
Dude, I made love to a girl one time, and she was supposed to give me a ride across the country the next morning. And at like 6 a.m., I had to dismantle a water bed and it still had water.
How do you get that out?
Bro, I had to get a hose,
Poke it
hook
and run?
to, and hang it out the window. Finally, I just said, we gotta go.
We gotta go. We gotta flood the apartment.
I left it going out the window, the hose, and we hit the road, yeah. But she left me, but it was
How many relationships have you ended versus how many have ended you?
man, I have a bad habit in them.
You end them fast?
No. I don't get into them. If I find myself in them, I stay in them for a long time. And I'm not a good boyfriend.
Why not? Why are you not a boyfriend?
Probably cheating, I would say, is the number one answer.
But is it because you just the wandering eye and you can't, or is it because
it's wandering dick, I think.
wandering dick, but you don't want to commit?
I don't want to. Commitment is my biggest problem.
Yeah.
In every facet.
You think you'll ever you'll ever slow the
Uh-uh.
boat and park it and drop anchor? No marriage.
I
no
think
kids.
I will do that. Yeah.
At
I
some
think
point.
it's going to be a battle, because it's not that I can't do it. Well, it is. It's that I physically have a problem doing it.
Right.
You know?
Because your old man was a late bloomer. He had you old, right? Did he have kids before you?
Yeah. He had 3 kids before me, 2 kids after me.
You'd be a good pop, dude. You should do it. You know how fun you'd be as a pop
Yeah.
in Nashville?
Well, anywhere, yeah.
Ladies, if you're out there in Nashville,
No, but ladies listen to this podcast.
yes, they do. We have a pretty good lady base,
Really?
but they're all in Canada for some reason.
God.
I don't know why.
Dude,
They're
I
all-
will marry a woman sight unseen from Canada or Australia.
Canadians, for some reason, they create a different breed up there. They're wonderful people.
Oh,
I've said it a million times. The women up there are
I
gorgeous.
told him about you when I went up there.
Oh, yes.
I said, hey, you got to see this guy.
Honestly, the
They're like,
Canadians.
What is he? I said, you just
he's a
got to see
ginge.
him.
He's
Like,
a
well,
ginge.
tell us about him. I said, he's just tall. He's, got electricity in his skin.
Pale, see-through, bad
Yeah.
skin. He's got skin. Yes, skin.
Yeah, he looks like a guy that kind of like was near a fire, but
Just
he
for a couple hours.
didn't save anybody, but stood out there,
Just warming up.
but did get a video. Yeah, but videoed it with his phone.
Canadian women are gorgeous. Canadian men, horrendous. What is that? Why are the men so ugly from
But
Canada?
they're kind.
No, they're the
beautiful in
sweetest
the
men.
heart, though.
Well, and they get beautiful women. Every Canadian couple I've ever seen, the guy's a 6, the girl's a 9. Every single time. In America,
Well, in England, shout out England, the
great country.
men are handsomer.
Yeah. Well, no one. Yeah, I would say across the board in England, most people are just. I don't like. They're just. It's.
Oh, come on.
I don't like the way they look.
Really?
I don't like the way they look.
Dude, I'm ready to. I am
No, I
so
love it.
ready.
I fell in love with a British girl when I was over there. I fell in love with a British girl, and she used to make fun of American girls. She used to go, "They all look like horse faces. They've all got horse faces, horse teeth." And I didn't notice it until I came back.
Oh,
and
yeah.
all girls have this thing. You know, this. They have like high lip in America.
Mhm.
This is like a gummy thing. But a lot of girls here look like horses. That's real. That was a British girl.
Well,
saying that.
they got them more pudding babes over there. They got that more
bread pudding babes.
Yeah, they got them
Yeah.
more. They the little Rubenesque little fucking
Yeah, cherubisk.
Yeah,
Cherubic bitches.
they
Yeah.
got them real little cherubs over there, bro. Them little
If you
snack
if you had to
angels.
move to another country outside the U.S., you know,
Australia,
that's it, huh?
Yeah.
Why Australia?
there's just something,
The vibe is right for you.
and it's a little bit of everything. They got the beach, they got the land, they got crime. You know, they're criminals at heart.
They are,
And
criminal.
we're all criminals at heart. We're all these broken things that are just, we're just out here in this spiritual lost and found, man. And I feel like when I go over there, oh, this is the lost and found. This is the people that they sent them over there. They didn't think they were good, you know?
right. They were the prisoners, the outcasts,
Yeah.
and the troublemakers.
And they said, all right, we'll show you. And there's some complete BAs, man. Badasses.
yeah, they are.
You know,
what
they
about
got
New
rugby,
Zealand?
They got champions.
Do you mess with New Zealand?
Oh, I didn't go over there last time I went, but I do think about going again. And next time I will not miss out.
I want to go. So I've never been, and I have a fan base that is down there that said, "Hey, come," and I've never been able to go. And I spoke to you last time. We were in the parking lot of the store,
We were.
and I said I wanted to go to the Melbourne Comedy Festival.
You're one of those guys that's always like, I talked to you here and this happened, and I never remember if
I
that happened
remember
or
it.
not.
Yeah, I remember
But
it.
even if it didn't, it's such a good skill because I'm like, fuck, man.
We were in Little Rock, Arkansas. You and I siphoning gas out of that guy's '96 Camaro.
Mhm.
You punched the clerk.
Mhm.
I stabbed that chick. Remember,
Mhm.
she bled out.
Oh
We
yeah,
beat that guy with
her.
with a cell phone.
Yeah,
And then we skipped town.
yeah. She had
Yeah.
a Roy Orbison T-shirt on.
She did. It was torn at the bottom
Mhm.
because she had stolen it from the girl that she had beaten to death. She had bludgeoned a woman to death with a 2x4.
Yeah,
I remember that so vividly.
and she said she was going to be on Unsolved Mysteries, and she lied.
Never was on. She was on 48 Hours.
Yeah.
This is the thing. If you're going to lie to me on being on TV, better lie the right way. I had a girlfriend of mine, a good girlfriend of ours that was, when she was a kid, she saw her grandmother on Cops.
Ooh, that'd be
How
awesome.
wild. Yeah, and then now Cops is gone. They took it away. Burr and I talked extensively about how the media has politicized the virus. They make you feel like if you're this way, you're this way, and if you're that way about it, you're that way. Like if you say, I don't love wearing a mask, but I'm willing to do it, right? Just to do it, then someone can go, what are you, a fucking lefty cuck? You bowing down to the, and you're like, no, I'm not playing a political role. I'm analyzing what makes sense to me as a human.
Yeah.
But they politicized it so much that now it's an angle. There is no truth. Like we talked about at the beginning of this podcast, what mask should I wear? There is no truth. It's just what category do you fit into politically, and they can yell at you for doing the right or the wrong thing in their mind.
Yeah.
That's it. And at the end of the day, we're all just trying our best, and we're all just trying to show each
What's the deal with airplane peanuts?
Dude, I remember being in school and it was statistics or something, and it was freshman year in college, and the teacher's like, statistically speaking, there was 1,400 kids in the class. He'd be like, 2 of you guys will die in car accidents. 1 of you guys will be a registered sex offender.
She was right, wasn't she?
No, I remember standing up and going, not it. That's what I said. Right? The teacher said that.
Not it. That's good, though. Get the fuck out.
Oh, dude.
Not me.
Eddie Grill in Tucson, Arizona, dude. I'd get in the car, bro. I'd put in Abbey Road. I had a cassette tape, dude. I had
Yeah.
a cassette tape, bro, and I'd put that in. And somebody stole my passenger seat out of my car, dude, and I didn't give a
Jack
fuck,
the whole
bro.
seat.
Yeah.
You had
And
a race car at that point then.
Yeah, it was just like if you got in the front, you had to sit in the back. You know, it was like that. And I would just put that in, and one song and a cigarette. I could time it where it would last me until exactly I pulled into my mom's driveway.
Damn.
Pretty good.
Didn't that feel good?
God, it felt good, man.
What was your cigarette of choice?
Usually a Winston or a Doral.
A Winston? What are you, my father? That's insane. That's what my dad smoked.
I mean, hey.
Winston's and his brother smoked unfiltered Pall Malls.
Ooh,
That's a veteran of war.
Oh yeah.
Like it's almost like you have to go to Nam to smoke Pall Mall. They check you at the store.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you go to Nam? He's like, yeah. He's like, okay, you can have the unfiltered. But my uncle used to smoke
They
non-filtered
show
Pall
you a picture
Malls.
of like a Vietnamese guy if you cringe a little. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're like,
Yeah,
okay,
you're good.
You're yegging. You're yegging. Yeah, dude.
What are your last 2 words if you're going to crash? Like, it's barreling down towards the ground, and the pilot's like, this is it, we're going to fucking crash. 2 words, that's all you have. What do you say?
Fuck, man.
You'd say you ate a lot of meal out of the fuck. That's good. Fuck, man. That's
what I
really
would do.
good.
But I would try
My words would be, knew it. Knew it. Knew it. Just to get with it. Just to fuck with everyone's head on the plane. Right? It is, and I would go, knew it! Just to fuck with everyone's. Why do you tell us? I love that idea. No, but you know what I think about all the time?
Huh.
And I was with my fucking wife on this flight, but it was getting so bumpy. There was a really attractive girl sitting across the aisle, and I think I would kiss my wife first, but then I would also go kiss that hot girl because I thought about that. I thought if we die, I'm gonna get one on my wife, and I gotta get one on this strange hot looking woman. 'Cause it's just, that'll be it. I'll never have this again.
Dude, I think, probably stand up in front of everybody, maybe stand on my seat and just open my ass up to everybody that's back behind me.
Wore brown onesies all the time, and those Dickies onesies, full body.
I remember them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where are they now? Why can't we have those now?
I mean, now
It's so comfortable, man.
Now it's considered cultural appropriation. You wear a brown onesie, dog.
You're done,
going
bro.
to fucking
You're going
jail.
to prison. You're going to prison, not
Yeah,
jail.
dude.
Lock you up for life. You're doing hard
you're
time.
doing time. Dude, the cops will beat you just for fucking putting one on.
I don't like chatty people.
Yeah.
I don't like to sit when someone wants to engage with me, like airplanes or anywhere where you're stuck with somebody.
Yeah.
I don't want to chat.
Dude.
I don't want to chat with you, man. I'm not a chatty guy.
One lady, I remember one time I had pretty bad body gas on a flight, right?
Were you letting it out slow?
Bro, there was nothing I could do. It was almost like something had just, I don't know, like a ghost was in me and didn't want to come out all at once. And there was a lady next to me, and I kept blaming it on a baby, you know, because I had a baby nearby.
Fucking baby.
Oh,
farting
man,
up-
who is
shitting
this guy?
Yeah,
and it's a girl, too. First, I thought it was a boy, then it was a girl baby. Then I felt so bad, you know? There is something fucked up about blaming that on a girl baby.
yeah, it's kind of that's mean.
But then at one point, the lady was really buying into that it was this baby creating this scent,
So
you know?
she kept looking at the baby.
Yeah, and the lady was getting so pissed. The lady next to me getting so pissed at this fucking baby. And then one time, bro, there was one, she goes, ooh, that one was warm. That's what she said. And I was like, God, I got to get some help for myself.
Sometimes when I have to fart on airplanes, I'll get up and on the way to the bathroom, I'll fart through the aisle.